Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Coin of World. Today we will talk about the Sverige 5 Öre coin from 1972. This coin comes from Sweden, a country with a long and rich numismatic tradition, stretching back many centuries. Sweden was one of the earliest nations in Europe to adopt coinage, and its history reflects the evolution of political power, economy, craftsmanship, and culture. The 5 Öre coin of 1972 belongs to the era of the Swedish krona, which was officially introduced in 1873 as part of the Scandinavian monetary union alongside Denmark and Norway. Under this union, the krona replaced the earlier riksdaler and became the standard currency. The coinage system was designed to be decimal, with 1 krona equal to 100 öre, and coins of different values were issued to serve the people in everyday trade. The 5 Öre coin is one of the small denominations that played an important role in daily life in Sweden during the 20th century. By the time the 1972 issue was struck, Sweden was undergoing major social and economic transformations. The post-war years had seen the country grow into one of the strongest welfare states in the world. Industrial production was thriving. Companies like Volvo, Ericsson, and Saab were making names internationally, and Swedish society was built around fairness, equality, and development. Coins like the 5 Öre were the smallest pieces of money that ordinary citizens carried with them, and they symbolized the practicality of the monetary system. The 5 Öre coin of 1972 was minted in bronze, giving it a distinctive brown color. Over time, the bronze material could develop a patina, adding character to old coins. The obverse of the coin displayed the crowned monogram of King Gustaf VI Adolf, who was the monarch of Sweden from 1950 until his death in 1973. The monogram combined the letters G and A for Gustaf Adolf, topped by the Swedish royal crown. Surrounding this monogram were inscriptions in Swedish that represented the monarchy, and they state. The reverse of the coin carried the denomination 5 Öre along with the year 1972 and the country name Sverige, meaning Sweden in the Swedish language. This simple but effective design reflected both national identity and the practical purpose of money. King Gustaf VI Adolf was a significant figure in Swedish history. His reign is often remembered for modernization of the monarchy and a more approachable royal family. He was deeply interested in archaeology and culture, and he represented a monarch who connected with ordinary people during his reign. Coins such as the 5 Öre served not just as tools for commerce, but also as miniature symbols of the monarchy and national pride. In the 1970s, coins like the 5 Öre were still widely used in everyday transactions. One could buy small goods such as newspapers, matches, or candies using Öre coins, and they were essential for making exact change in shops, public transportation, and vending machines. However, inflation gradually reduced the practical value of such small denominations, eventually leading to their withdrawal from circulation. The 5 öre coin continued to be minted until 1984, after which it was discontinued, reflecting the changing needs of society and the economy. The historical importance of the 5 öre coin extends beyond its face value for collectors. This coin represents a period of Swedish history just before major currency reforms and modernization. It marks the final years of King Gustaf VI Adolf's reign and carries with it the heritage of the Scandinavian monetary union system that had been in place for over a century. Each 5 öre coin minted in 1972 tells a story of its time, the artistry of its design, the symbolism of its inscriptions, and the daily life of Swedish citizens who carried it in their pockets. If we think about the larger picture, the 5 öre coin stands at the intersection of monarchy, economy, and culture. Money is never just about exchange. It is also about identity, power, and memory. When we look at the Sverige 5 öre 1972 coin, we see not only bronze metal struck with designs, but also the imprint of Swedish history. We see a connection to the monarchy. We see an economic system that valued even the smallest coin. We see a society where tradition and modernity coexisted. Today, the Sverige 5 öre 1972 coin is a collector's item, valued not so much for its purchasing power but for its historical significance. Numismatists study such coins to understand minting technology, metal composition, and design features, while historians place them in the wider context of Swedish society. Coins like this allow us to travel back in time to imagine how life was in Sweden during the early 1970s, a time of prosperity, cultural pride, and political stability. The coin is also a reminder of how even small denominations that once passed unnoticed in daily exchanges can become treasured artifacts of history. This concludes our long journey through the history of the Sverige 5 öre 1972 coin, but in reality the story of a coin is never finished. Every collector, every historian, every enthusiast who studies it adds another chapter. So as we look at this little bronze coin from Sweden, let us appreciate the artistry, the monarchy, the economy, and the society it represents, and understand why numismatics is not only about